Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Meet Your Competition podcast, where we talk all things football. As you can tell, it's my first time hosting, so bear with. But today we've got David, who's back.
Yes, sir.
We've got Mashi.
Yep.
And we've got Hercules.
Yep.
So how's everybody doing after the wicked games?
Good day to be a Man United fan, isn't it?
Yeah. See, this is what happens when Charity FC.
That's good.
These guys are gassed now.
Oh, man. It's a good day.
My team stopped leaking points, so I'm all right. I can't complain.
Yeah, how you feel about Thomas Frank?
I'm not gonna lie, that's the manager we need. Bro.
Yeah?
I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, it's the right decision. That game there at the weekend, under Ange would have lost that game. We would have lost those 3 points.
Okay.
So I think that's fair to say 100%. And I could just see it when we came back into the game. Like, yeah, that's the way we need to be. And I've got, future's looking bright, man. That's all I keep saying.
To be fair, I'm actually quite impressed with how well Thomas Frank has started. Because I did kind of worry the jump from Brentford to Spurs. Also considering, like you're saying, coming after Ange, winning the trophy, first trophy in however long and all that.
Yeah.
But you guys are feeling good. Levy's gone. New manager.
Like I said, man, the future's looking bright.
It is, man. I like that team, man, especially your defense, man. Like that Spence guy and the other Van something guy, they're really good, man. Tracking back, scoring as well.
That guy for his size is fast, man.
Yeah.
Your centre back.
Van de Ven.
Van de Ven.
One of the fastest in the
That guy is
Prem, man.
rapid, man. Like, I was
Isn't he
very
like the
surprised.
fastest player in the league as well? It's clocked like, I think
I'm pretty sure he is the fastest.
Can't walk
Yeah,
and do it anymore.
but you look at him and he doesn't look
No,
like
you
it.
don't. You do not expect him to be fast at all.
Yeah. So you're feeling quite positive for the season.
As I said, top 4, I gave it to you, Lord. I've seen it.
But I think we still need to see, because if you look at like Arsenal, their squad depth, so like injuries, you already see players like Saka, Odegaard. We don't have quite that same level of like squad depth, so I guess that it remains to be seen how we cope. Maybe come Christmas time in terms of with the injuries and stuff. But yeah,
I just seen Madueke is injured for 2 months now.
Is he?
I think so, yeah. Just seen that.
Damn.
Yeah, so there you go, your depth,
Right,
innit?
okay.
Like go into your academy or something. Find another soccer somewhere there, innit?
Yeah, that's it. Never see United fans. We're feeling good after
Feeling
this
good. I don't see
weekend.
his watches, so I'm giving him his innit?
But has that changed your thoughts, perspective about Amorim and his interesting system?
I'm still trying to get used to this system, to be honest. But he explains it well, but I don't really see like what's happening, to be honest. He puts like defenders in attacking positions. Like even Ahmed is not a defender, but even when I'm watching him, he's not like releasing the ball in time.
Okay.
And even like our left back, he's there in front of goal. Like he's not shooting, he's not making the right decisions as well. Like you'd want your wingers in those positions to do like all the attacking stuff to be done. But I don't see the balance, to be honest. And like you guys said on the other pod, we need Bruno further up because he makes all the chances and he scores most of the chances. Like he always drags the team in, but he loves to defend as well. But we need him up front more than in the defense, to be honest.
Hercules?
Yeah, I agree 100%. I mean, if anything, the game last weekend proved that his system cannot work on an 11v11 kind of game, because the only reason why our midfield was not swamped by Chelsea is because we had a numerical advantage for most of the first half. Second half, if you notice how limited the ball movement was from our side of things, just showed that on a 10v, when numbers are equal, it just doesn't work for these United players. I don't know if different players could do so, but then you start going into, well, who do you bring in? Who do you get out? Because when you got someone like Bruno, you've got to keep him in, but he cannot play as a midfield 2. He's got to be in a midfield 3. So then it's the whole point that we were saying in the previous episode of you either need somebody to play that role of the third defender / defensive midfielder moving forward in attack, or you just scrap the 3 in the back and you go on a 4-3-3 game, which I feel like based on the current United players would suit them far, far more than this 3-4-3
So
situation.
in terms of, like you're saying, like bringing in players that would allow Bruno to play a bit further up. Like, I mean, looking at the United squad, surely you have that.
Yeah, no, sorry, I don't mean bring players in as in transfers.
Yeah.
I mean literally bring players in on the pitch. Literally, there is there is, but not even that. Like literally, put Maundu in, put Ugarte in, have two holding midfielders so that Bruno doesn't track back.
What is the shout with Maundu? Because obviously, United said he's not going anywhere. He wanted to leave. But then they've kept him, and then we've just no head from the guy. Like, what?
Has he even got any minutes so far?
He did. He came on at the weekend, just for a while, but I was after the game.
Like, what is your thoughts on Kobe Maundu?
I like him, man. I think he should be starting more, to be honest. Yeah. And I've seen him going forward more than defensive. I've never really seen his defensive game, to be honest, but I do like the way he plays. I think you can always incorporate him in that team, definitely, man.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys feeling a bit more optimistic, or do you think
I'm the same.
Me just overall, even the way we started the game, because I was talking rubbish already in the group chat before the game, after the game, I like the way we started. Even if we went to 11 versus 11, we started with Sesko up front, give him a chance, put the ball up to him, flicks it on, Buemo's running on, we get the
Sanchez does the Sanchez.
That's your keeper, that's your problem as well.
That one, sorry, just
go ahead.
It reminded me of something I seen today, one of the kind of YouTube videos I was watching. So you know how like over the summer Chelsea tried to sign Magic Mike from AC Milan, right? And then they decided, actually, you know what, Sanchez is it. Then it's like, well, why try and sign another goalkeeper then? You can't say he's now your guy because you failed to sign someone. If he was your guy, you wouldn't have thought of trying to sign somebody else. Like that just doesn't make any sense.
Here's a question for you.
Go for it.
Sanchez or Onana?
Man, that's a very, very good question.
I'm gonna go ahead. You I know the answer already. I've been through it.
Unfortunately, it's Sanchez.
I'll pick Sanchez too. There's sometimes when another gets his hand to the ball, it just goes and I'm like, just don't touch it.
Even like the Bayern Munich game, there was one of those saves he pulled off before I think Bayern scored the third goal. So he Sanchez, has it in him. He has it in him, but it's just like, because I feel like Sanchez reminds me a little bit of who was the goalkeeper at Spurs for the longest? Hugo Lloris. Lloris would play like immaculate for like 8 games or something, save after save and all that, and then he does something crazy.
That makes so much sense.
Do you know what I mean?
Like, he would always frustrate me. Like, he's a good goalkeeper, but he just does those silly mistakes.
Isn't it harsh for the keeper if he makes one mistake out of 8 games? Because like, obviously it's the last line of defense, so if he makes it, it's going to be critical. But look at Ananda, like, too many mistakes in every game.
And it's the kind of mistakes for me as well. So it's the kind of mistakes.
It's the type of mistakes, but B, if you're talking about either like finishing top 4 or winning trophies, that's the difference. You look at like an Alisson. Alisson we can't say Alisson doesn't make mistakes, right? But those mistakes are just very few and far between. He's likely to win you points than cost you points. That's the difference. It is, like you say, it's harsh because, you know, you can say because as a goalkeeper, one mistake and it's a goal. Where strikers keep missing and nobody really talks about that. I'm being biased because I'm a goalkeeper. That's kind of what it's like. In saying that, I feel like he just makes less mistakes. Like, you know, the likes of like Alisson, Ederson to a degree as well. Ederson did make like plenty of mistakes at City. But again, that distribution, you know, do you know what I mean? Like the really important bits, like that's where he was really good at. But yeah, anyway, moving on to the Ballon d'Or. I know everybody has a lot to say about that because the group chat has been popping off.
The deserving player awarded at least.
Yeah. I mean, for me, right, the thing now when it comes to kind of the Ballon d'Or, I always wonder, right, and I'll go one by one. What do you think the Ballon d'Or is about in terms of who's supposed to win it? What do you think it takes to win the Ballon d'Or? So we'll go with David first.
So for me, it's an interesting question. Like, I was watching a video on YouTube, right? And it was just talking about how the trophy has basically transformed since like when it first started coming out. Nowadays there's a whole glamorous aspect to it. It's more about, it's like a whole fashion statement as well, like, red carpet. And I feel like it's kind of by their own metrics as well, sometimes it doesn't make sense. So I feel like it's losing its brand. It's losing a lot of its credibility. I'm sure all of you guys can agree. But for me, what I think the trophy stands for, it quite simply should stand for the best footballer on the planet around that time. And in terms, and it could be, I know people are going to bring in trophies, they're going to bring in, flair or like, about the player and what they like. But for me, it should, it's a trophy that should like separate you in terms of like nobody has been close to you that year. Do you get me?
Okay.
And this is where I come from. When we now start talking about, no, we're going to go into the Ronaldo and Messi dominance era. When we, for me, So for me, yes, there's a lot. You need to understand. There's a lot of footballers in the planet. I get that, but when you're trying to now pick somebody and put them at the pinnacle of the sport, arguably, especially in that time when Ronaldo and Messi were dominating, I grew up watching like, back then I think La Liga was always on Sky Sports. So like back then I would have Sky, like, in the elite, and I grew up watching, like I would watch Messi and Ronaldo, especially when they were in the Spanish league. You could clearly see how different they were to every footballer, bro. And that's why for me, nobody could have came close to them in that time period. I get where you're coming from. There's players that maybe won things or had maybe better numbers here and there in that time. But for me personally, when it comes to football, those two, and it was almost like they were just basically battling each other. And that's why even the Ballon d'Or eventually became a case of
it's Messi or Ronaldo.
And also like, the GOAT debate. Who's got more? So for me, it's just quite purely and simply should just be the best footballer, nobody coming close to them. That's it.
Okay. Mashi?
For me, it's like individual stats and how you helped your team, how far your team went, not even really how far, how much you contributed to helping your team get to whatever stage they got to. So even if you got to the final, maybe scored in the final, that should count heavy as well. But I feel like the trophies you won should, first of all, you look at first you look at each other's individual stats, compare that. So depending on what goes there, then trophies now.
Okay.
It's what you've won.
So you would bring trophies into it?
Yes, that should weigh it because that's what you're playing it for, isn't it? So it doesn't matter even if I was the best player but I won nothing. For example, like the only one I would say is when Messi won, scored 91 goals. Like that one, he was just clearly the best. Isn't it? And not a lot of people like standing out saying, I've won this, I've won that. So in that case, if it's that clear, then give it to the guy who's got the most stats. But if there's a debate of like close enough, like maybe Rafinha, like just this season, isn't it?
Okay.
The Champions League should weigh more because you guys will compete in the same competition and your team didn't make it, he made it and he was contributing to it.
This is a very interesting point, actually.
So for me, it's them still.
I mean, I'm going to agree with Mashi in a big extent.
Oh, wow.
In that,
that's a surprise. You're trying.
No, and I'll tell you for why, right? So, football is a sport, and the only thing that matters in sports is winning. Right? Every single person who has played at any level will agree with that. Okay? So when you look at someone like Rafinha or Yamal this season, phenomenal footballers. Let's make no mistake. For me, Rafinha shouldn't have been fifth, for what it's worth.
Where would you have?
I would have had Rafinha number 2.
Rafinha number 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have had Rafinha number 2. Yamal 3.
I can agree with that.
Rafinha 2. Actually, Vitinha 3, Yamal 4, probably.
Okay.
Only because at the...
I want to say something about Mendes. I want him number 5, but I'll let him finish his point.
But the success you've had as a player in that season should be the number 1 catalyst. And also, let's not pretend that it's not what... The issue with the Ballon d'Or, I've actually got the 3 main criteria here.
All right, okay, so there is a criteria.
Yeah,
right?
So, but like, they're not really criteria.
But that's what I was saying. Like, they have the criteria there, but even when they follow their own criteria, sometimes it doesn't make sense. You know?
Right. So number 1 is individual performances, decisive and impressive character. Right?
What does that even mean?
Thank you. Because this is exactly what I was arguing at the group chat this morning. Number 2, team performances and achievements. Everybody can quantify that. Number 3,
that's easy enough.
class and fair play. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I don't know how you can quantify
That's why Ronaldo didn't wait it. No class.
Because to me, like, how can you say that one player has more, like, what is the class metric system that you can say, Rafinha had 5 class, but actually Dembele had 6. So, we give it Dembele.
Okay.
The criteria don't really make sense.
I think that one's for the journalists just to vote for their friends, just to give a point to their friends for free. Because I don't see how I can measure that.
See, obviously, when we look at the 3 answers we've got, even obviously you guys agree to a certain degree, you've also brought up the criteria of the Ballon d'Or. Do you think it's vague for the reason of, I don't know, maybe like conversation? Or, especially obviously, like, kind of going back to David's point, when it was Ronaldo and Messi, I think it pretty much was who scores the most goals. That's what it came to. Because, I mean, at that time, those guys were just beasting it.
They were
Nobody
ridiculous
was
numbers.
coming anywhere kind of near it.
Yeah.
But then you look
Sometimes.
at point, sometimes. But then it then begs a question, like, is it, from where maybe it started to where it is now, like, what do you think is influencing how that criteria is applied?
So I think we've got 2 issues with this.
Okay.
I'm going to start with the first one, which is the goals, the goal count. Ever since they've stopped being in their prime, and I'm talking about Messi and Ronaldo,
Yeah.
you'll notice that when we talk about goals, we no longer talk about goals, we talk about goal contributions,
Yeah.
goals and assists.
Yeah.
Okay.
They inflated the numbers so massively. They took the scale to such extremes that in order for every other football player to not look like they're not even trying, we now say, Mo Salah had 57 goals and assists in 52 games.
Because back in the day, it would be like 30 games, 34 goals, Ronaldo. But now it's like 30 games, goal contributions, 34. But it's the same number, but it looks better. Because you can't say, 15. I'm like, he's not winning the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
Back in the day, Messi scored 91, 92 goals
crazy.
in a calendar year.
Yeah.
Ronaldo would bang 50 and 60 goals per season just for fun. So, to go back to your point, I think the issue you've got is that you've had 2 absolute titans who took the game to such levels that no one else can come close. The only one that came close was Haaland in 23.
So I'll come back to
We'll talk about that in a minute.
Lewandowski as well, man. Lewandowski got 69.
Lewandowski. But it's been on a very rare occasion.
Regularly, they were just different.
That's
So-
what I'm saying.
How would you remember when Modric won it? And because again, this is where I'm like, it's almost like sometimes that when I look at the balance, I'm like, it just doesn't make any sense because, like you're saying, and going by the criteria as well, it should be most goals, most whatever individual, whatever. But when Modric won it, it wasn't a top scorer, it wasn't top assist, it wasn't any of those things. It went off. The Real Madrid that won the Champions League.
It was a 3-peat,
the 3-peat, which fair enough.
Ronaldo won that one. Thank you very much.
He came second in is that the World Cup or was it Euros?
it was the
Euros
World
or
Cup.
something.
No,
It was a World Cup.
Second.
Yeah, he did great with Croatia on an international level.
I kind of have an
Individual
issue
level.
with like international contribution. I don't know if you guys will agree with me, right? Because international contribution in terms of like World Cup, Euros, AFCON and all that, they've all got different ways. So then surely that shouldn't be a criteria because it's not as if they are on equal footing, right?
Okay.
But that's our opinion. I don't think.
No, I don't think it's. It might be our opinion, but I mean, let's face it. Like, if Mo Salah won the AFCON, like,
That's
it's
what
not
I'm
as if
saying.
everybody will be like.
That's what I'm saying.
So then, surely that should not be part of the conversation because it all happens to be at what point in the cycle that competition happens. So, for example, I'll give an example. You know, when Liverpool won the Champions League with when they had the Bobby Firmino, Salah,
2019,
and
wasn't
Mane.
it?
Yeah, I remember that.
That year was also AFCON, which Senegal won.
Man,
So that surely should have elevated Mane when it came to the kind of Ballon d'Or. But because people don't rate the AFCON, Jamie Carragher,
I think you
it
apologize.
never kind of came into it. So do you think that's maybe that kind of side of it, the international side of it, shouldn't really come into it? Because again, if you go into, they say Haaland, for example, Haaland, no way I'm going to win anything internationally. So then
See, with
he's
international,
handicapped.
it would be easier if you just say, okay, the World Cup is 5 points, like Euro is 3, then maybe AFCON is 2. That it would be easier like that because everyone is just like looking at it the way you're looking at it. Because everyone's like, if somebody won the Euros and AFCON, you probably definitely rate the Euros more. On a personal level. And if
in
now
terms
there's
of
more players,
competition,
then, So it's unsaid, but everybody thinks like that's what I'm saying. It's opinionated, you know.
Yeah.
Because a different journalist would probably think, oh, he won AFCON, let me give him more points. Then other guys like, oh, that's not a heavy trophy. So there's no, if there's a metric to it, it'll be easier to give the points, you know.
Because
So
like
it's all
World
subjective.
Cup, I get it because it's an international kind of tournament. But again, in saying that though, like maybe people might not rate AFCON, but at the same time, like the amount of African players that play football here, they clearly think they're talented enough to play for the clubs.
Yeah.
So surely, like them represent their countries.
The amount of African players who play in European teams, and I mean,
France.
The whole squad.
Exactly.
Just you then.
but that's my point. I think the issue with the Ballon d'Or is that ever since, I'm gonna say the late 2000s, early 2010s, it has just been a popularity contest, as in who's got the better PR team. Now, we all know that Messi's got the better PR team. I said what I said. I said what I said.
But see, with that one, no.
Messi's always played the role of I'm the good boy.
Good boy, yeah.
I do no wrong. Look at me, poor me, this, that, and the other. He's a phenomenal footballer.
No, that's because what number one he is, and number two, I feel like, especially during them times, he just let his football do the talking. That's it. To me, I personally feel like he just let his football do the talking.
Hold on a minute, because Messi was in a team that was designed specifically for his style of play. He played that style of play. No, hold on a minute.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Okay, when you say designed specifically for his style of play.
Let me give you just an example of it. Like sometimes somebody
Messi was at
through
La
on goal,
Masia.
right? Will be through on goal, they would square it to Messi.
Yeah.
And when another striker in Real Madrid would shoot. You know what I'm saying?
But that's...
But I kind of get what they're saying. You know,
You
if they
think about
of,
Thierry
designing
Henry.
the team around a player.
They designed the entire philosophy, not just the team, the philosophy. Because remember, Messi came from La Masia. Messi played that same style of football with a lot of the same players.
So you're saying tiki-taka football was born from Messi at La Masia,
Where did tiki-taka take Pep after Barcelona?
What do you mean? The next club he managed?
Bayern,
He went to Bayern, I know that.
What did he do at Bayern? How many European trophies did he win at Bayern? How many European trophies did he win in England?
But that could
because
just
I can
be
tell you
because
he
he didn't
won.
have-
He didn't have what?
Didn't have the players for it. I don't know.
He didn't have the players for it.
I don't know.
Bayern Munich were
Bayern
European
Munich,
champion
Bayern
in
Munich,
2013.
yeah.
Bayern Munich are one of the best teams
But
in
why were
Europe.
they trying to change, I guess, their philosophy and their style of play? Like, do you remember, like, some clubs, like, you wouldn't see Atletico Madrid trying to do, what Barca do. You know what to expect when you are at the club.
But
Like,
surely that comes from the manager.
Yeah, but my point about Messi is that he's played in one style of football his entire career at Barcelona, which suited him, naturally, okay? There were a lot of players. Thierry Henry openly said that when he first went to Barcelona, he had to change his style of play so that he could be adapted to
make space for Messi to do his thing
to
in the
basically
middle.
make space. Ibrahimovic said the same thing. We're talking about two phenomenal strikers who had to adjust their style of play so that they could let Messi
because there
flourish.
was a better footballer in the team.
Hold on a minute. No,
because you're getting more goals, man.
No, back then, Ibrahimovic and Henry were better than Messi.
Were better than Messi?
Back then, 100%.
What year was this? 2000.
Only
6, 7.
Henry went into... Henry went to Barcelona in what, 2007? Henry went to Barcelona.
How old was Messi at that point?
Yeah. Messi was what? Back in
How old was
2007.
he? Mr. Barcelona.
Mr. Barcelona. How old was Ibrahimovic? Ibrahimovic was in his prime. In his absolute prime.
Compared to where
Yeah,
Messi was.
Messi was become.
But clearly it was...
Like 2011, Messi was already like
Yeah.
won like 3 Ballon d'Ors.
Yeah, and it was already clear that Messi was
but
that guy.
again, that was 5 years before he got to that point.
Yeah,
That was
that's what I'm saying.
Because when think about it, when Henry moves from Arsenal to Barcelona, Barcelona are just gonna buy. Do you know what I mean? Like, you have to be a very good player to go play for them. So clearly they saw something in Henry because of what he was doing in Arsenal. But he said when he's gone there, that didn't count for anything.
But clearly they've invested in Messi
Henry,
since a young age. So obviously
was
that's
part
their
of an
huge
invincible
investment.
team. Do you know what I mean? So he had achieved a lot at that point before he went to Barcelona.
That's
Like,
my point.
He even had
Messi
to,
was 20 years old at that point. Sorry to interrupt, but I just Googled that.
Yeah.
Messi was 20 years old at that point. He was not Lionel Messi. He was just another academy product who happened to be, a lot of people expect him to become a generational talent. He went on to become one of the best players of all time, if not the best player of all time. But let's not sit here and pretend that they didn't structure everything around him to let him flourish. So that's my point about him.
Yeah. It was the right move, but it's still a criticism,
it was-
isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah. Because Ronaldo's done in different leagues, different. What?
Did they change the system for Ronaldo?
He just scores anytime he gets the ball in it.
When Ronaldo was there.
Backs to dance in it.
Exactly.
But the best player gets the goals.
So this is the same thing, Messi, Ronaldo.
But was it the system for Ronaldo? He was just the best player. innit?
You can't say teams don't adapt around their best
have
player.
to,
They've
you
done
have
that
to.
for Ronaldo, and you're trying to make that as a to single out Messi, but it's like it happens. It's happened for Ronaldo.
I don't think it's single him out. I think it's just to kind of, if you're doing comparisons, I think it's just obviously how long was Messi at Barcelona for?
His whole
20
life.
seasons or something?
20 seasons, yeah.
I mean, it is a long, and they did stick to that one system for pretty much
Because
that
it was
entire time.
successful, it kept
Yeah,
producing.
completely. Completely understand that.
Well, hold on.
We're talking about Barca team that dominated that whole 2016 eras or whatever. Yeah, 2010s, bro. Like, and
Two
also,
repeats as well, no?
there were clubs who were not
Barca
trying
dominated. Where?
Barcelona dominated.
How many European trophies did they win in the 2010s?
I don't know the exact
2.
number. Right?
How many did Real Madrid
Neymar
win?
won.
Against United was one,
Yeah,
and then what was the one
against
after
Neymar
and then the
against
Neymar.
Inter.
Yeah,
Yeah, Neymar.
Neymar.
Yeah, but
2.
they dominated. What I mean when we say that,
Where did they dominate?
domestic trophies as well. Go and look at that. Look at the leagues. Look at the Copa del Rey.
In
Look at
saying that though, right? Again, unfortunately with La Liga, in some ways,
It's a two-horse race.
Really.
Yeah.
Every so often, Athletic have kinda been in that conversation.
Yeah.
But much like Celtic and Rangers, much like in some ways the Bundesliga, but even there, that's a
one-horse race.
You know what I mean, it's just the competition is not the same. It's not the same as if you compare to back in the Premier League when it was like your typical top 4, where any one of those 4 teams could win it. In Spain, let's face it, like how many people? Yeah, how many teams are really going to win
you
it?
see that going to be Madrid or Barcelona? You're expecting?
Do you know what I mean? So
There's no less.
So where is the dominance?
they did, and I think it's the
Their football was dominating. Let's make one thing clear.
Yeah.
Their football, on a match-to-match basis, they were the most dominant side, one of the most dominant sides we have ever seen. At least anyone that didn't catch Milan in the under Cruyff, then yeah, one of the most dominant football teams you would have ever seen. But as a team, as a success, they were not dominant. They were not dominant.
I think they were, mate.
I guess you're gonna cheer that for another time. You guys can discuss about that because we'll go on all night, bro. We'll go on all night. You can cheer that.
That could be for something else.
So
So
it could be a Barca versus Real
in
Madrid.
terms of obviously bringing it back to obviously Ballon d'Or is kind of the chat. What's everybody's thoughts on the eventual winner this year? Are you happy with the eventual winner? Would you pick somebody else? Or is there any sort of ones you think should have been higher, ones that should have been lower?
I think it was always going to be between Usman and Yamal, isn't it? Let's be honest, in terms of who was going to win it. But if you're a football fan in general, I think, let's be honest, I think football would have been done a great disservice had we seen, little Yamal win it last night, to be honest with you. I just feel like he's not there yet. Mm-hmm. Like the time potentially will come, and I know maybe he might end up being like Mbappe or whatever, I don't know, but nah, I think
I can't see it happening. No, he's still good, but he's still good. The way he drags his teams, even through the Euros.
So you would have been happy with Yamal winning it?
No. It's
No,
still
But you do think he's going to win
I
it?
think he'll be multiple winner, definitely. But
multiple
he'll be the
winner?
one to chase.
I think it's going to end up like Mbappe, bro.
No way.
Mbappe still wakes up every morning.
Look, even
I think he's going to end up like Neymar, not Mbappe, because Mbappe
no way.
still got that dedication. if he doesn't get
this season with Mbappe, definitely, man.
yeah, if Yamal doesn't get his head
Mark,
screwed
if you
on,
just, even when they lost against Inter, he was still going for the game. Innit? I don't know if they lost 4-3. He was still, you can see the hunger there. There's no way that will go. And he's 17. What? No way.
No, but ever since he turned 18, though,
That's like the Mbappe kid.
ever since he's been able to do things,
I want to watch him some more.
man is out. Man is out.
My one gripe I had with that is Nuno Mendes, man. Like I feel like him and Vitinha did the same thing for the club because it's very hard to defend. I don't know. They don't give defenders a lot of like grace, innit? Because he stopped Saka. He stopped who's the other guy?
Salah.
Salah, and that's a big deal because when you're stopping those guys, that gives your team more comfortability to attack. You know,
Portugal, right?
and he was 10.
And they won the national
Nation
league,
League.
whatever
Nation-
you think of it,
Nations League.
still,
It's still a trophy, yeah.
Same as Africa. Yeah.
So, but do you know, think again, this is going back
And
to
he
Ballon
scored-
d'Or. Do you think that's part of the issue? It's really geared towards attackers only. Everybody else, they're not even part of the conversation.
Even 2019 Van Dijk should have won it. The 2019 Van Dijk should have won it, man. He got there. Just give it to him, man. Come on, man.
Did he finish second or what? Third? Or
He
He
was
finished second in, I think, Euros.
and who won? No,
National Cup or
But
something.
in the actual Ballon d'Or rankings.
Messi, of
Oh,
course.
Messi won. Yeah,
What year was that again? Sorry?
2019.
19.
Just before COVID, man.
Come on, guys. Van Dijk was never.
Boy, defending was good, man. Defending was good. He's really good.
This goes back to
This
that
is-
thing.
this is
Look
the
at
whole
the
point.
criteria.
No, but hear me out. I totally get your point, and I think Mashi made a great point there when he's talking about Nuno Mendes. Like
hard to defend.
clearly, Mendes should be ahead of Vitinha in terms of impact and what he's done for the team. I agree
on
with
the
that.
same level, yeah.
They're not even on the same level. Even for me, I would have loved to see Mendes. Like, we're talking about the best left back in the world. I feel like
He's scoring goals as well.
And also he's scoring
defending
goals.
your best player.
Do you get me? He's scoring goals. So
What's
yeah,
the
he
need?
100%. I would even have had him like top 3. Do you get me?
But historically though, like defenders, apart from Cannavaro,
Yeah.
Probably the
yeah.
last
back in
defender to win it, yeah.
2006,
2 or something like that. 6, yeah?
6. Yeah.
That's the one and only time. I think John Terry and I kind of came close, like 3rd or 4th or something.
Yeah.
But primarily for me, Ballon d'Or is geared towards.
Attacking.
I think it's because obviously it's just prettier to attack. It attracts more numbers. It's easier to say, oh, he scored 50 goals as opposed to he stopped 50 goals.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we'll leave it there for now.
Yep.
So thanks everybody for watching. Please subscribe, like, share, and all the
You like
things, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.